There's a vigorous debate happening on social media right now, including my own Discord server, where people are yet again talking about banning pit bulls, and very high IQ arguments are being made saying, like, no, if you support the Second Amendment, you should support people owning pit bulls. I don't know why this conversation is happening. I assume that somewhere someone died due to a pit bull attack. It wouldn't be surprising considering that statistically speaking, pit bulls are overly represented when it comes to killing people. So I'm not even going to bother to check. I assume that some grandmother or child got yet again bitten. The question usually comes out, is it nature or is it nurture? This is something that's very interesting to happen on the internet, because you have the people on the far left saying, like, how dare you suggest that certain breeds of dogs are more aggressive than others. And I would say, listen, you mentally challenged, ideologically possessed person, you. It's not that necessarily like certain breeds are more aggressive, but like if a Chihuahua decides to be aggressive with someone, do you honestly think that attack would even get reported? Do you honestly think that if a Chihuahua who would desire, for example, to take down a grown-ass person, do you think that they would be capable to? Meanwhile, if you have a different breed of dog, right, like genetically speaking, like a pit bull, who wants to harm a person, do you not think that they can cause more damage than a fucking Chihuahua? Like, unless the dogs can have guns, and it would be the great equalizer, then yeah, a Chihuahua with a gun would probably be just as dangerous as a pit bull with a gun. But we haven't reached that level of genetic manipulation yet where the dogs can have opposable thumbs. So yes, genetics do play a role in how dangerous a dog is. Now, I would also like to point out that from my lived experience, the breed of dog called the Pekingese, which is apparently very cute and adorable, is also incredibly aggressive. Again, I don't have a scientist in a lab coat. It's just my personal lived experience. Whenever I see that breed of dog, like, they always growl and snarl. But fortunately, they're too small in order to cause any damage. Unless you happen to be a child. If you're a 5-year-old and you get attacked by a Pekingese dog, then yeah, I get why that would be an issue. So let's talk like adults. Yeah, like the genetics of a dog. Like the bigger the dog, the bigger the breed, the more dangerous they are. I mean, I don't think anyone is going to challenge that. And secondly is the nurture. The owner, right? Like the type of owner, yes, does influence the dog behavior. I don't think we even question that. And there's more statistics that come into mind. Like, for example, if you have a shepherd in Romania who likes to take his sheep up on the mountain in the goddamn middle of nowhere, where he's going to have some sheepdogs which are trained in order to fight against wolves and other type of intruders, they're unlikely to kill anyone simply because they're in the middle of the goddamn mountain and there's no other people around. So if you're somewhere secluded, even if the dog would be capable of biting someone and injuring them, who are they going to injure? You're in the middle of the mountains. And there are specific dogs that are being bought by the shepherds. But anyway, right, so if we apply that logic, there's also a type of dog that are usually associated with hood culture and gangsta culture. And they're very popularized in rap videos and whatnot, and that seems to be the pit bull. So if you live in a very dangerous area, surrounded by many people, with a dog that's very territorial and doesn't like when the mailman comes to the yard, and you happen to choose a pit bull, yeah, I can see why they would be a little bit more angry when the Song of Sirens bothers Fido non-stop, when gunshots are going around, and when the owner might be inclined to some violent behavior, or even worse, if the owner wants the dog to learn how to attack and go after people so he can assert his dominance in the hood, yeah, I can see why that would be a problem. So, the question is, would the solution be to ban pit bulls? I don't think so. Okay, and I'm not going to go with the Second Amendment because obviously, like, the Constitution doesn't say that people have a right to carry pit bulls, and it also, you don't need a pit bull to take down the government, right? To form a organized militia of pit bulls. No, like, My argument would be that if you want this problem to be solved, apply the same laws that exist in my country, right? Like, in my country, the problem is with the feral dogs. Like, they're the ones that are killing people. Dog owners very rarely have their dog killing someone. Why? Because the law in my country states that if your pet attacks someone, you are responsible. Like, if your pet mauls a person, it's as if you mauled them yourself. Right? Like, the pet is just an extension of the owner. Everything that a pet does, every single action that a pet does, it's as if the owner himself has done the action. So if a pet kills someone, congratulations, you're guilty of murder. There's no if and buts. It's not like, oh, well, the person startled the dog, or the person wore some perfume that agitated Fido, or the person looked at Fido the wrong way. No, okay, you're an owner. You chose to have a breed that's capable of killing someone. You are responsible for everything that that dog does. Now, of course, if it's self-defense, if a burglar gets into your house, well, that's suicide by dog. I don't know what to say. You know, you have to put a warning in front of the fence saying, beware bad dog. That's part of the legislation here. And your job is done. Anyone that jumps the fence, anyone that gets into your property, well, c'est la vie. What can you say? You know, it's like, why were they there to begin with? They made a choice. Like, they were at a crossroad, and they chose danger rather than safety. And then God help them. It depends what the dog does. If someone attacks you on the street, and you have the dog, right? Someone comes at you with a knife, and the dog's like, and you release the hounds. Again, c'est la vie. Why did the person choose to attack you? Like, that is self-defense. But if, for example, the dog manages to run away from your property, right? Like, digs a hole outside of the fence. If the dog, while in the park, manages to break away from you and attack, well, that's your fault. That is 100% your fault. Anything that the dog does, you will be held liable. With prison time, of course. Like, if your dog injures someone, let's say that they broke someone's arm. Well, you're going to go to prison for breaking someone's arm as if you did it yourself, and you're going to pay for the hospital bills for the person that you did. So it's a civil lawsuit. It's you have to pay for the damages that you caused to the other person. And, of course, you also have to go to prison because we are a danger to society. And your dog probably gets to be put down as well. Right? So, with this type of legislation, I guarantee to you, within a couple of years, you will not hear the stories of the pit bulls doing bad shit. Because people are going to wonder, do I really need a pit bull? Right? Like, must I have one? Am I able to take care of it? Am I able to manage to keep other people safe from my personal dog? And if the answer is no, maybe you should get a different breed. Now, if you think that you are capable, like you are experienced enough in order to raise a pit bull and make absolutely sure that it's not going to bite anyone, then by all means. But take into account that even if it bites a family member, even if it bites your child, you still go to prison. You as the owner, right, you brought a dog into your house. It's the same thing like if you were to attack your own child. Literally, from a legal perspective, it should be the same thing. If a parent hits a child or if a pit bull bites a child, it should be the exact same punishment. Go to prison, right? You can even lose your right to have children. I mean, it's a serious thing. You have a right, but you also have a responsibility, right? You can't talk about rights without responsibilities. And I guarantee to you, the number of people getting bitten by pit bulls is going to drop dramatically. Especially if you make a public example of these people. It's like, look, this guy brought a pit bull into his house and then mauled the child. And the thing that I don't fucking understand, you know, because you have a lot of pit bull lovers and like, yeah, it's not true. What about buying a cheetah or a cougar or a lion or any other animal which has the capacity to severely injure someone? Like, I'm pretty sure you can go on YouTube and you can find the videos with some tigers or some cheetahs that are very gentle and kind, and not all of them are. And take into account that mental illness, which can affect humans, exists in animals as well. There are some animals which are legitimately mentally ill. Like, they will attack for no fucking reason whatsoever. No provocation whatsoever. Those animals do exist, right? When you decide to take an animal with the capacity to take down another human being, you do not have full control over that animal. So, it's your responsibility. I don't give a shit. I really don't. There are no excuses. None whatsoever. Right? You wanted that type of breed. You wanted that type of dog. Like, you wanted a large dog. Congratulations. Make sure you keep other people safe from them. I'm really curious what people think about this idea, because again, it's a very controversial subject. So my take is yes, sure, own a pit bull if you think you can take care of it. But if the pit bull bites me or my family, then I want you to go to prison and also pay for the hospital bills. I think it's fair. I didn't want a pit bull. My family didn't want a pit bull. They don't deserve that shit, right? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.